So,
Good evening.
hi everybody. Welcome to Feeling Blegh, episode 2. I'm joined this evening with Flynn and Carl from Collapse the Sky. Gentlemen, how are you doing?
Well, I'm kind of suffering from a bit of a cold/flu, so not great. But I'm gonna do my best to try and be as present as I can.
In comparison to that, I'm absolutely great. Thank you.
You go to Carl for all the questions.
All right, I am just going to get this out of the way, just to get the fanboy part out of the way, because you are kind of like my underground Slipknot, Iron Maiden, whatever. Like when I got into like the underground, you were the guys that headlining that night, and that fucking hooked me. So I'll get the fanboy bit out of the way first.
Oh, thanks. That's very kind. That's very kind of.
I went over to Norwich because like we're in Kings Lynn, so like I went over to Norwich to go support my friend's band. Like I said, you guys were headlining that night. I was like, hold on, this is this level. Like, what the fuck? Like, it just shows how good British music is in general. You know what I mean? It's sort of and I don't know what's going on there. Right, okay. Apparently my headphones are screwing with the audio. 2 seconds.
No worries. No, it's very kind of you to say stuff like that.
Absolutely.
All right, let's see if that's any better. Right, so this will be this is Bobby our I don't want to say commander in chief because that'll give it too big of a head. But yeah, he's like the founder of Nerdic Pro. So right, let's move that way. All right, okay. So you guys are also celebrating 10 years of Collapse the Sky.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, I mean, congrats. That's a hell of a milestone in anything. So just go back. What happened to like origin wise? What happened to the where did the conversation of hey, you want to start a band sort of like start?
It kind of snowballed really. Like I think I was about 24 when I started just writing some sort of heavier demos on my own, and I was just kind of just doing it with a guitar and programming the drums and just doing it all on the computer. And I'd heard our vocalist Lee just online, I think via MySpace, and I think we maybe had kind of crossed paths a couple of times at a local rehearsal studio. I can't really remember, but I just reached out and said, would you like to feature on this demo? And we got together, and Lee wrote some lyrics for some riffs I've been working on, and we just put it online on SoundCloud and shared it on Facebook, and it drew a bit of attention from our friends online, and then we ended up doing a second song, and then after a while we was just like, okay, these songs are going down quite well, maybe we can actually turn this into a full band. And yeah, recruited some members, and there's been a couple of lineup changes over the years. And yeah, 10 years later, here we are really. But it just kind of started from that, just demos, which snowballed into a bit of interest, and then we put a live band together around that. And yeah, Collapse the Sky, like I said, just kind of evolved from those origins really.
That's cool. So, Carl, are you part of that original lineup, or are you one of the?
No. Originally, it was a shout out to Giles. It was the original bassist. A couple of years, he decided to back away, and I was very keen to jump in that slot as quick as I could, and I did. Can only thank the guys for having me along, but it's been 8 years now, so I can't be that bad. Yeah, no, it's been a great time. Loads of shows, like the shows really started dialing up around about 5-6 years ago, I guess would be my best. We really started dialing up those live shows and getting about the country a little bit more. And yeah, so since my involvement, it's been lots of shows, lots of driving, but lots of shows. It's been great.
That's good. So from what you've said, Flynn, I'm guessing you do a lot of the writing.
Yeah, the process is I usually kind of start with some riffs. Or with the last couple of albums, there's been a lot more sound design involved, a lot more sort of sampling and dealing with orchestral stuff. And then I'll sort of throw ideas into the group chat. Lee takes care of his side of things with the vocals and lyric writing, and sometimes we'll jam stuff out in the rehearsal room. Sometimes we'll stumble across ideas, organically in the room. I know Carl loves that sort of way of doing things, the organic way in the room. So sometimes that kind of works its way in as well. But that's the usual process, really.
That's cool. So what you say about come up with stuff like not necessarily like organically like jamming that? Is there like things where like you're like, oh right, that sounds really cool, and then try and make it your own kind of thing at all, or is it just like, oh, that's a random thought, grab the guitar kind of thing? That's all.
I think it has kind of changed over the years. With the more we've released, the more I kind of become a bit sort of conscientious about doing things differently or trying to create things in ways which are out of the norm. So with the recent stuff I've been working on, I've been messing around with different tunings on the guitar, putting things out, into unusual sort of intervals and trying to kind of manipulate sounds in a way which we haven't done before. So I'd say recently it's been more about sort of trying to force the sound outside of the box, I would say. And it's kind of got that way over the last few records. The sound has changed and molded and shifted. So it's ever evolving, I would say. But there's so many sort of ways to compose, and there's various different methods in all the way we work all the time. I suppose it is quite hard to explain, but I think recently it's been more about just trying to force our sound outside of the box whilst still preserving the identity of it, which sounds like two very contradictory things. Does that kind of make sense, Carl? Did that kind of come across right?
It does. That is exactly what. Yeah, we don't want to ever think, "Oh, you sound like this." I think it's not that that's not a compliment, but it's and it is in its own right. But we always like someone saying, "I've never heard something like that before." That for us is the best, or for me anyway. But I don't want to speak for everybody. But this is for me personally. Like, I've never seen or never heard this before. Like, that is the best compliment I can ever get. If it's obviously if it's they like the sound in that way, or if they say, "I never heard that before," But it's always looking for that good thing organically. I always like to say the organic risk, but it's always looking for that different moment in music.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, like you say, it's all like, yeah, you don't want to be like sounding like you copying someone at all. Or I mean, I've mistaken like one band for another, left, right, center, where you guys having a bit more of a unique sound. It stands out that little more.
Yeah, that's what
if
we're
I
aiming
could speak
for.
English correctly.
Uniqueness is probably the best term for what I think we're trying to achieve.
So you said like once you got after you got a bit of writing done and stuff done with Lee and then put stuff up. How long sort of time period was that between that and then putting together a group for a live performance?
I think it was about. I can't be sure, but I'm pretty sure we were demoing things, just the two of us, for probably about 8 or 9 months, something like that, and then we gradually got a lineup together, and the band rehearsed for about a year whilst finishing off the first record. So before we announced the lineup, we'd got everybody together. We pretty much spent a lot of time finishing off recording and rehearsing the album, and then when we kind of launched, it was like, there's an album. So there was a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Definitely at least a year's worth behind the scenes, with a bit of time before that demoing, before we just put it all out there and started playing.
So you really sort of like fine-tuned everything, make sure that when it comes to putting your product out, it was, right.
Yeah. As much as we could do with, the resources we had available and, where we are and stuff. Yeah.
So how did that lead on to doing your first album? EP. My brain's turned off.
So the first couple of demos we re-recorded. So when the demos went out, our drummer Fowler reached out and expressed an interest in playing, and me and him had played in bands like a long time before, and he rocked up and just smashed out the first couple of demos. So we re-recorded those with real drums, and then added another sort of 8 songs in, and just it was self-produced. We recorded everything ourselves. Over the course of that year before it went out, really. So the demos were retracked, and then another 8 tracks thrown in on top.
So what sort of time period was that in?
We're looking at, I think it's 2016 was when it went out. It was 2016 went out. So it was probably early 2015 where we started to get the members in.
Yeah.
So we're looking at roughly that time period.
So that was pre your time, Carl.
Yeah. So I used to play bands with Lee in the past. So that's how my introduction to the band came about.
Right. Nice. So I should have written that down because apparently I'm an idiot. 10 seconds. All right. So that was right. Sorry. That was the Seven Eyes album.
Yeah.
So, how long after that was released did you start looking up to start doing Consumed?
I think Consumed was released in 2018, so it would have been, Seven Eyes would have gone out, and then pretty much would have started writing for Consumed straight away. And then that took up the next kind of couple of years, on the side from gigging. That was working away in the background. So, a couple of years, 2016 or 2018 was writing time for Consumed.
Just go back a little bit. So when once you started playing together, obviously it was a bit of a different lineup then, but like once you started playing together, when did you start thinking, yeah, we've got something here?
Don't really know how to answer that without sounding like an
idiot.
idiot.
I mean, you said you spent a year like sort of like fine tuning stuff and everything. So I mean, like you must have had like a fair bit of confidence in yourselves and stuff anyway.
I mean, the first run of shows we did was we entered Metal to the Masses in 2016 with the goal of playing Bloodstock, and they were the first shows we did, and we got through the quarterfinals, we got through the semi-final, we made it to the finals. So it was just straight away the first few shows we got right through to the end of that, and it's like, well, that's pretty good going, considering we've just started playing. So I think from there everyone had the drive, and I think everyone had the drive from the start. But I think that was just a good reiteration of, okay, that's a very healthy start to this, and then from there, I've had a lot of belief in the material really, and just stuck with it.
How long between your first gig and Metal to the Masses was it? Because I mean, in the few years I've been going to the Norwich, where there's several bands who made their debut at Metal to the Masses. Yeah,
that was our debut. It was our debut. I can't remember the exact date now, but it would have been maybe March or April in 2016. So like within a month or a couple of months of releasing the album, it was into our first show, and that was the first heat for Metal to the Masses.
Like you got quite a big following now. I mean, is that a gradual thing, or was that, I don't want to say instantaneously, but was that a reasonably quick thing?
We've been grafting at it really hard ever since the band started, and we got a lot of support initially. Like I said, I think off the back of the demos, and we played in bands prior to that, so we knew people in the community that were into that style of music. So our friends really helped push the band straight away, and then from then we just tried to jump on any opportunities that have come our way, playing shows all over the place, and just constantly trying to build from there, really. So it by all means hasn't been easy. It's incredibly hard. When you write original stuff, you often, there's no audience for it, so you have to just play and just jump on any gig. And hopefully we've been persistent enough now to have achieved a nice audience that we really love and incredibly grateful for, and we can go forward with and continue to build even more.
I mean, I don't have a musical bone in my body. I'm just a nerd who loves music. You know what I mean? I've not had to, write something and then work with someone else to change it and then do this, that, and the other, and then build something. And I've not had to do that. So I don't even pretend I understand the pain in the ass it is when you are like doing that at the beginning. So Carl, were you then coming for the Consumed album then, or was that?
I think just before it was released, I started cover for a few weeks, and then we went permanent for Consumed was.
You say it again. Sorry, my sound looked funny.
Getting some feedback from all. Just before Consumed was released, when I became a permanent member.
Right, so like you didn't have much to do with the actual writing.
Not on that one, no. I came on, started doing live shows then, and got more involved as things went on from
there. So originally, originally you were a 5-piece, and now you're down to a 4-piece. How's that different?
It's definitely a different dynamic. So far, we've gone back and we've tracked like the rhythm guitar to sync up with like the orchestra and the samples, because we play along to all the samples being triggered from a laptop now. So our drummer Fowler has in-ears because the sound has got so big. If we used to take away the orchestral samples, the songs wouldn't have the same impact. So we are running the samples live. So we've got the other guitar kind of mixed in with that. So like when I'm doing solos, it's not like there's a guitar having dropped out.
Yeah.
So we filled in the space that way. And yeah, so far it's working well for us. It does mean we are having to play exactly to the money on the metronome and the click track. So there's a lot of pressure on our drummer there. Bless him, and he's doing a cracking job playing along to the click track. He's very good. So yeah, that's how we've approached it really, and a lot of bands are doing that now. Like metal's got to the stage where there's so many additional layers in terms of sound design, samples, that you'll see a lot of bands playing that way, and it's something we've started doing, and it's working with our sound, and yeah, it's been okay.
So White Flags was released in 2022. When did you start writing that? You said 2018 was when Consumed came out.
Yeah.
Was this another thing of like not instant, but like sort of like, right, we've done this. Should we start making a third one, or is it enjoy what we've got for now? How did that work?
Yeah, it's the thing is, because we self-produced them, every time we've released one, I've reflected on it. I think, oh, could have done that better, or I found some new sounds that I'm thinking, oh, that would sound really, really good. So I think it was the same. I think Consumed finished, and I was just like, right, let's get to work again. It's been relentless, and that's really when I started playing around with the orchestral sounds, and then the sound got a lot bigger. And I think a few people have said we kind of found our sort of place a bit with White Flags in terms of the sonic identity of it. But yeah, those first 3 records, it was just work, non-stop. No real breaks really. So yes, it's been quite tough.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose on top of that, it's like also when you yeah, when you got like actually go to work as well. That's another hazard. Is that the right word? Just go back to Metal to Masses. So which year was it that you guys won?
I'll let you take the car.
2022, I think. Terrible
Yeah,
years.
it was.
Well, thank you. 2022.
So you won it the year before I started going.
You just missed us.
Yeah. Well, I think it clicked by accident. I'll have that ramble later. But like, yeah. So I'd gone over to support a friend's band that following year, and all the heats were done, and my mate said to me, "Oh, I'm heading back in. Apparently, this band slaps." I was like, "Okay, cool." So I went inside, and he didn't warn me it slapped that hard. So
who was it?
What? The friend in question.
No, the band that slapped.
Oh, Celestial.
Okay. Yeah, we know those guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Me and Rob went to school together. So.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we've been in and out of his live since we were about 4, and we barely spoke out after we left school. And a few years ago, I moved house, and he was living in the row houses there, and so that's sort of how we end up back. Yeah, and yeah, then I started coming over sort of Norwich and that. So
yeah,
but
it's a good scene. There's a good scene in Norwich. It's been happening over the last few years. It's really good.
Yeah. I started going over there, which don't know, pain in the ass to drive an hour at a time, but it's worth it in the end because I've never had a gig gone over to a gig I haven't enjoyed. It's just I can't have a beer and I got to drive an hour there, an hour back. But but yeah, when you won Melt to the Masses, I mean, like, how? I mean, obviously it's going to feel a big achievement, but how big of a payoff did that feel? Like, all that hard work.
Oh yeah, that was. I think me and Lee had played it in several competitions for several rounds over the years, and I think me and Lee I've been in the final 4 times. Lee had been in it 4, 5, 6 times. So for me personally, I finally got to win the thing, which was incredible for me personally. But as a band, I think, yeah, we mobbed by our friends as soon as it happened, and then we got to go experience Bloodstock, which was unbelievable. Yeah, things you can't live twice.
Yeah. Well, Ethan.
Yeah, I think Kyle summed up really nicely. It was really nice moment for us, and it's very hard to get those opportunities to showcase your stuff at bigger events like that. So for us, it was a really, really great moment. You can do a lot of work, and you've got lots of friends in bands, and we see loads of people working, and when you get moments like that, it's a big payoff. It's like, okay, all those long nights and all that time writing has been worth it, and let's get these songs out on a bigger platform now. And yeah, we was immensely proud. And yeah, Bloodstock was fantastic.
So I've just noticed the dog's trying to make an appearance.
Yeah.
So I mean, have you played Bloodstock again since, or is it just that one-off? Well, at one
No, I
time.
played it in 2022. It was download last year. And if anybody from Bloodstock is watching, we'd love to come back, smash up that Sophie stage.
Hi.
That's the next thing I was going to ask. So last year you played download. I mean, that's got to be the holy grail. That's of I'm not even going to say the UK scene, like just like metal festivals in general. That's I mean, like that's what started as Monsters of Rock in the 70s or 80s. I started that. Bands all around the world want to come to Donington Castle and play that thing. How was that?
We tried to explain it afterwards as well. They took us for an interview straight afterwards next to the tent, and we struggled then to explain it. It's not. I feel every time I think of Lee coming on that stage and download at that crowd, and the crowd, I still get my hairs on my arms just stand up instantly every time. There's no way I can ever explain how that felt properly. I can't. It was the most surreal and best moment at the same time. Yeah. And then you don't sleep for 3 days because your adrenaline's still going.
I'll be honest with you, the smile when you're trying to say the words has explained it better than the words you're trying to get out. Right.
It's still, even now, we're a year on and whatever, but yeah, even now, it's one of those experiences I can't go put into words. The only thing I want to do is go do it again. It was unreal. Looking to the right and seeing the boys having the best time of their absolute lives as well. Everybody came on stage sweaty. That's the best way for it. We know we worked hard. I felt that went really well as well. I don't think sometimes you come off shows and thinking I may be able to play that one a little bit better, but that one, I couldn't fault it. It was, for me, one of the best ones I've seen us play together as a unit. And I'm so proud of the boys as well. I don't know how Flynn felt about the situation. I'm going to talk about this forever, so stop me.
I think you summed up really nicely. I think Carl's done a great job there. Yeah, I think we played Bloodstock, so we had a bit of experience playing a larger festival, and we used that to our advantage. We learned from that. We'd taken that experience, and we just went out there with that hunger, and we all came off feeling that we'd done ourselves proud and hopefully represented the community and the scene around here. And the crowd response was fantastic. We looked up and there was people with their arms around me. The first circle pits of the week going. It was it was the accumulation of a lot of work, and we were all very happy with how it went.
Yeah, I'd seen some of the videos. Yeah, I only like sort of like 10 seconds here, 20 seconds there, sort of videos. But the crowd were well into you guys. Sort of. So the mixture between because I know you guys sort of like travel all over anyway. So like that's one thing I was going to get to in a minute. But that new crowd where, let's be honest, a shit ton probably hadn't heard of you. Respectfully. But they were well into it. That's all the hard work you've had. You've all the graft and, like you say, the long drives, the late nights, everything. That was like tip of the mountain sort of thing. I mean, for you, Flynn, I mean, like just sitting there jamming, with a computer drum beat in the background. So like that's got to be, that had to have been like incredible for you, just on the fact that, like, that's where it started. Crap, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, when you look back on it, if I was to think now that what started as me tinkering around with the laptop and then sharing some demos ended up last year at Download, that is, it's nearly an unbelievable trajectory. Like I said, because it's such a hard path to get to, but we did it, and we're going to keep building.
Is there any festivals you've got your eyes on that you want to go to? I mean, yeah, sort of what's what sort of other festivals have you sort of like done in the past, and then what you sort of aiming for, whether it's this year or just the future?
I think we could go down really well at Folk in a Field Festival. I think they would really respond well to us. And maybe Jazz on the Lawn in Windfarthing. I don't know. I love to do Bloodstock and Download again. You know, on the bigger stages. I'd love to do like. Sorry, Carl, you go ahead.
European Hellfest, just
Hellfest, man, yeah, that'd be sick.
Metal Days in Slovenia would be amazing. The country I love very much. So, yeah, there's we've got Hammer Down UK. There's we were found out we're in a competition last 10 we are in for that to get selected or something. We found out the other day, so that'd be one to play. We're friends that played that and very much enjoyed themselves, so we'd love to see those guys.
Radar, Arctangent, they would be cool. I think they'll do well there. Damnation Festival looks good as well. I think that's kind of risen up over the last few years, hasn't it? So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, things like Wacken over in Germany as well.
Oh yeah, that'd be amazing.
Have you played abroad at all before?
Not yet.
No, it's something on the list to do. It's finding those connections at those festivals is the tricky thing. So we just got to keep building and keep networking.
So a lot of flights over on random trips, random gigs in Belgium. Just get randomly talking to people and sort of like hope you find a promoter.
Yeah, I mean, like we're sitting on some new material, so hopefully we're gonna put that out and hopefully attract some new ears and attention. So see what happens.
Yeah, that was another thing I was going to head towards. So you've got a fourth one in the works. How far into it are you?
So the music is done. We actually got the masters back last week.
Mm-hmm.
So we are sitting on it. So yeah, we just got to finish off a couple of bits promotional wise, sorting out promotional materials and getting a few bits around it sorted, but it is musically good to go.
That's can I try and pry a projected time frame, or you gotta keep that close to your chest?
It should all go out this year. The dates we haven't nailed in yet, but it should all go out this year, all being well.
Sorry,
What's that?
Very non-committal.
we haven't because there will be hopefully some singles released. So we just need to figure out what order they go in, when they're going to drop. And I don't want to jinx anything, so.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you played the Brickies like just after Christmas. You played a couple of tracks there, and if they're anything to go by, that's we're looking for a good album. Like, not that any of the other ones are bad at all. Because I mean, I said that night I first saw you, right? I said I will get a fanboy thing. I listened to nothing but you guys for a month afterwards,
thanks, man.
Right? There's several people I've tried to recommend you to, and I said just go put White Flags on. You will not be disappointed.
Thank you.
Like I said, I don't care. I sound like a fanboy. I don't give a shit. Like, you guys make fantastic music. I'm gonna recommend it. All right. I'm not saying it just because you're here. I genuinely mean it. Like I said, I went to go support a friend of my friend's band, and me and my brother-in-law talked nothing about that apart from you guys, like all the way home. So, So cut back to it. If those couple of songs you played, all right, anything to go by, all right, that's gonna be a cracking album. My only picker is you played them two and you didn't play Survive, and it made me sad because that's my favorite song. So
Yeah, we haven't played that in a few shows actually. We need to get that sorted out and bring it back in the set. That's a really fun one to do.
It's a drummer murderer though, that song. Bless him. Like,
I gotta admit, like afterwards, I was like, because like all the way through the set, I was like, they're gonna play Survive soon, and then you're like, yeah, one more song, and then didn't play it. I was like, and then I had it on like a few days later. I was like, okay, this could be a reason. Like, yes, that's a lot of stuff. Okay, fair enough. That might be why it was put to the side.
It's made its way into the set several times, so it's been in there. But yeah, we just need to get it sorted out with the new 4-member layout, and then we'll put it back in there.
Fowler made the tempo to that song. Our drummer decided the tempo to that song, and I think he's regretted it ever since.
I remember seeing it's fair a while ago. Was it Jeremy Spence, the drummer of Five Finger Death Punch?
Oh, I'm not sure.
I can't. I remember it was definitely Jeremy. But yeah, he left like a while because like he wrote like all these songs, and then he got to a point where he's like, I can't actually perform them. So he still stepped away so that someone else could come in because he couldn't play them up to the standard that he made them and wanted to play them at. So I think once you do something incredibly awesome but fast, it's we're all getting older. So I think so. Sort of Father Time is undefeated at the minute, and sort of like we'll kick your ass at some point. As far as gigging around the country, like how far out do you guys go, and how often-ish do you guys spread out?
Yeah, it's varied over the last few years. We played quite a lot of different places in the UK. I don't really know where the furthest has been, to be honest. There's probably some places I've forgotten about. Carl, do you know where the furthest is?
We got up to Sheffield, was quite, but I don't know if that's going to be furthest.
I have forgotten, really.
Christ. Is Derby further than Sheffield?
I don't know.
I've been around so much, but I still don't know anything that's not on the sat nav. I just keep driving till I arrive. It's I think I have to try and make me leave at some point, which is a task in itself.
Yeah, there's been some nights where we've had to drive home and you get kind of carried away at the show, talking to people and having a good time, and then all of a sudden it's 4 a.m. and you're in the car or whatever.
I'm into the car, and then I go get the other one. You go get the other one, and then Lee's left the car, and it's like, what's the term you've used? Is it herding frogs?
Oh yes, I herding frogs. Yeah.
Yeah, that's every time. But this is like 3 and 4 in the morning. This happens, so every time it's always trying to find, like, where's Lee gone? And then we had Dave in the band at the time, and them two were an absolute disaster class. You could not. So yeah, when I was driving, especially.
It's all been really good fun. It's all been good fun, and yeah. Hopefully, we can get this new record out as much as possible.
Back on the road again.
So when you go, I mean, obviously when you play back in Norwich and everything, it's all, a lot of that is friends and acquaintances and everything. So it's that home gigs. Excuse me. I suppose more relaxing and whatnot because, like I say, it's people you know and stuff. When it comes to playing in front of a crowd you don't know, it's sort of like how much of a excitement / nerve-wracking feel is it?
You go first, Carl?
I don't know if it's worse playing in front of my mates. They judge me more. I don't know. That's a difficult one, if I'm honest, mate. I don't really like the big ones now. Like Download there's probably footage of me looking like I'm gonna have a panic attack before I went on. those ones worry me. But I don't think that I think once we played those ones, the smaller shows become a lot more relaxed. You don't have that, especially when you don't like D2 Brickmakers. Those ones got done quite a few times as well. So, those ones I don't really feel I've been excited or nervous for those ones. People I don't know, yeah, I don't know. I just do the same thing, don't we? We just get caught up in the same moment together. So I don't really feel like I particularly have nerves. Maybe before the first note kicks in. Every time the first note kicks in, I'm just like, yeah, let's go. So that's
I think
yeah,
This is like waiting.
yeah, the waiting's the problem. I'm anxious as hell anyway. So like, yeah, but yeah, no, as first note kicks in, I'm always fine. How about you, Flynn?
I think the first few times you play to an audience that's never seen you before, you often get kind of met with this, and you look out and you think, oh my god, these guys are hating this, and then you come off and you get people, oh, I really like that. It's like, oh, okay. So I think if anybody's in a band or starting out and they have to play in front of a new audience, when you see that, it's just because people don't know the songs. They're taking it in for the first time, so it's not a negative. It's just they're figuring it out. So when you know that, and then you see that type of thing, it allows you not to worry about it because you've got to win that audience. So if you're playing to an audience for the very first time, they're not going to know when the drops are. They're not going to know when to kick off and what the lyrics are. So once you know how that environment can change, then it takes that sort of edge off, and and then eventually over time people will start knowing the lyrics, and then you can kind of you've just got to feed back, or you got to kind of just get a feel for whether the audience knows you, whether they don't, and just take it from there.
Yeah, I mean, you say I'm not knowing the music. I've had that a number of times where I've been listening to a band for the first time, and yeah. Oh, change tempo. Right. Now we go faster again.
Yeah, you just got to figure it out. That's all. You just got to take it in.
And I mean, just like in the metal world, this isn't necessarily a bad thing.
It's usually a good thing, to be fair.
It's sort of like so.
Stank face is the best compliment you can get.
Yeah.
There's the face. That face there. That's it.
Thank you, the stank face.
But so yeah, so like I know you guys have like trying to where it comes to like writing stuff, have try and be as original as possible, but like what sort of influences do you have, sort of thing, sort of?
I mean, I got into the guitar through listening to players like Hendrix and bands like Thin Lizzy, and there's more sort of classic rock bands, and then ended up getting into sort of Linkin Park, Metallica, and then as I got older, it just kind of got heavier and heavier and heavier. And recently, I've been listening to a lot of film music, and obviously that's kind of then found its way in. I also listen to a bit of EDM. So there's all sorts going on in there. How about you, Carl?
Oh Christ, this goes. I've got so many influences, but the bass playing wise, it all started probably with Blegh, but then later Ryan from Mudvayne, John Stockman from Carnival, James Leach from Sick, probably my biggest influence. He's
Stu Ham.
Mm.
One of Carl's favourite bass players, Stu Ham.
Mm.
Great player.
Yeah. I think him. Yeah, apparently him as well. I was in the metal world. My first real love in the metal world was band. They blew my mind in a technical aspect, and I've always loved technical music ever since. And the heavier the better. But then you catch me at the right time, I'll be listening to all sorts of different things as well. Same as Flynn, I like a lot of electronic music. I like a lot of like dub and reggae music. I like a lot of ska kind of anything with ska and brass in it, I really like. Crossover bands of like metal and ska and brass I've heard that are incredible as well. Yeah, those are, I could go on forever about that as well. It's, yeah, I think influence ever ends as well. I always hear like sound of new records, and that just influenced me, especially when I want to go and record at home. And then I'm like, how is he getting this sound? And as Flynn will know, I like to fiddle with things in that regarding musically, and certain things make it better. There's always something that can be a little bit heavier, a little bit better, and I love that sort of stuff as well. So I think Nolly gets a shout out here for his production, because he got me really into like production. So yeah, they're probably my musical influences as the best ones that I have anyway. Bass playing and production.
It's just quite a broad spectrum of you know, things like you say, sort of growing up listening to you know, like the classical, like the more classical stuff, and then hit a bit of new metal, and then just hitting heavy, and then oh wait, no, this is completely different, you know, sort of thing. Like, oh yeah, I had a similar sort of thing. My old man I got my old man listening to like AC/DC and Queen and stuff like that, and then I discovered new metal when I hit high school. You know,
yeah.
So it's weird how everyone sort of like has, well, a lot of people have that kind of similar track, and then all this extra stuff just sort of appears out of nowhere.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Crap, I had to have one on. No, that's completely gone.
No worries, dude.
Aside from this new album and the works, have you got like anything lined up wise, like gig wise at all?
Yeah, we're going to be announcing a few kind of staggered through the year to kind of coincide with the 10-year anniversary and the new stuff coming out. So again, we're just finalizing those details, and then the shows will go out. So yeah, if anybody's not, just keep an eye on the socials. They are coming.
That's cool. Right. So with Nerdic Pro being a wrestling podcast, I'm gonna ask you, is that anything that appeals to you guys at all, or in the past?
I have a little bit of knowledge about like sort of older school wrestling stuff. I used to be into WCW when I was in high school. Maybe it's towards the end of when I was in primary school. I can't remember, but I used to be fans of like Sting and the Goldberg stuff.
Do you remember Raven?
That type of era. Raven.
He was like the coolest guy when I was a kid. It disappeared off the end of the face of the earth, and whatever I can remember from wrestling. But like when I was a kid, Raven from WCW was my favourite ever. It was like,
a lot of people actually say Carl looks like Shawn Michaels.
But shave and be a bit sexier, but
yeah.
So yeah,
right,
a little bit of knowledge.
Practice. He's going to get the old thing out. He's going to lean on one side.
Go on, Carl, get the guns out.
I wouldn't want to embarrass you then. Sorry, mate.
That's okay. I embarrass myself anyway.
You said about Raven disappearing. I actually seen something about him a month or two ago. Right, he was originally at WWE, got a crap gimmick, left, went to ECW, then went to WCW. Then when WWE took over, he went there as Raven, but like Vince was like, "Why did you sign whatever his own WWE name was?" And that's kind of why he disappeared a bit.
Really?
I may have overly simplified it, but you know, I mean, he did end up with TNA for a bit, but I'll be honest, he was one that sort of like I missed.
It was just, I think it was like at the tire as well. What was his tradition? He even played DDT, and it was just a straight DDT power drive, which I love. It was the most aggressive DDT I saw from a kid now. So yeah, this is how I want to like it. Otherwise, it was easy to use for me. But it's 20 and then I get other things. So I kept up with it.
But yeah, like so I sort of I knew who he was because like so I remember it was the grunge gear sort of thing.
Yeah.
But all right, I'll be honest. It's what's the word? Yeah, present subject. I think we'll sort of move on a little bit. So what gets your nerd on then? Sparks your autism other than the music then.
So, nerd wise, I do collect vintage Ninja Turtle models from the these early 90s period. So I am a massive nerd. I like looking out for those at car boot sales and fairs and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my nerdy pleasure. Really. Vintage Ninja Turtles.
Word to heart. What about you, Carl?
I like, oh god, there's so many. Elden Ring, me RPG, Elden Ring, because I think myself, I play the game, I think myself. I like card-based games. Dice Masters, if anyone's heard of that, it's kind of your old kind of cards and things like that. I really like deck building games as well, so you collect and get build stronger decks and those sort of things. Which I had enough time more nowadays, but yeah, they're about mine. I think that's my tip.
That's cool. So yeah, sorry. I hate when my head does this. Right, I look really, really professional when I do it. Yeah, so with all that, where can everybody find you on socials and everything then? If
just type in Collapse the Sky. It should appear on most of them. I think Collapse the Sky official is used on the Instagram and Facebook. But just type in Collapse the Sky and it will just appear everywhere really. Facebook search, Instagram search, Spotify, we're on there. So yeah, just type in Collapse the Sky and you'll see our ugly mugs appear on your screen.
Right. All right. So that thing we sort of wrap this up a bit. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
I really, really appreciate it. Like I said, like a little bit of a fanboy thing, right? Yeah, my expression, you are one of my white whales. And the fact that I got you guys on episode 2, it's fucking awesome. All right.
Thanks for having us, man. Thanks for the kind words.
I might sound like all you hear, honestly, but I genuinely like, you guys helped open the whole world for me, and I thank you.
It's very kind. Thank you.
But so yeah, one final question before we wrap everything up. This is like the most important question I'll ask. What's your favorite dinosaur?
Oh, that's a horrible question. Oh man.
Carl's even having back.
I know that's the question on the spot one as well. My mind. I don't know the step forward.
Damn.
It's not a week though, is it? Oh god, mate, what you done?
I'm just gonna.
We're gonna wrap up with that question. That's like
T-Rex as stereotypical as it is. T-Rex.
I'm gonna Stegosaurus because it's not a T-Rex.
Nice choice, Kyle. Nice choice.
Stegosaurus.
Well, I mean, like, please, as much as you say it's a stereotypical answer, it doesn't mean it's wrong, right? It's your favorite, and like, I had this discussion with someone a while back who was talking about Iron Maiden songs, and they asked me why my favorite was The Trooper. Oh, everyone says that. Yeah, there's a reason everyone says it. It's because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, fair.
Right, so, sorry?
What's your favourite dinosaur?
Oh, my T-Rex.
T-Rex, there you go.
Yeah. But like when someone does want to gatekeep and go, oh, you just pick the easy one, I will say a baryonyx as well, because that throws people out.
That's me.
Oh, yeah, baryonyx, yeah.
So, but no, again, thank you gents so much for coming on. I can't thank you enough. Right, I'm gonna start a broken record of that. But like, I'm super appreciative of you taking the time, chat crap with me.
No, thank you. Thanks for having us. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy the new stuff when it goes out.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Like I say, if those two tracks you played last end of December was able to go by, it's gonna be a happy boy.
Oh,
So
thank you, man. Thank you.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, I've done the whole thing of barely doing that, and I fucked out at the end. Right. No, thank you everybody for watching. Really appreciate it. Look up Feeling Blegh or Feeling Blegh podcast on everything. Follow Nerdic Pro as well. Follow these gents. Pick whatever your chosen streaming platform is. Absolutely fantastic. You have to know them. Right, if you get a chance to see them, do it. Again, thank you, Jeff, for coming on. Thank you, everybody, and good night.
Thank you.
Cheers, boys.